this substantive motion. All those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
To the contrary, carried. Thank you very much for that. I'm going to move to item, whatever number this is, 11. And Angela Full-James is here. She's welcome to come to the chair and speak to this. And I notice that in conjunction with Councillor Baker, there's been a certain amount of language improvery to this. This is, I believe you're in agreement with that. Okay, so it's been polished somewhat. I think the effect of that is to try and make sure that we somehow or other don't strangle it by being too flash. Is that right? In other words, the decisions of standards and everything will lie with the people. So I'll ask Angela to speak to this, and Councillor Baker, who will be moving this, and I'm happy to second it. But Angela, you speak to it, and Councillor Baker, if that's okay, please, ladies and gentlemen.
Great, thank you, Mayor, councillors. Obviously take the report as read, just really to highlight a few key points for you. The board started this proposal in January 2023, and we did that by first of all testing with our community through the local board plan 2023 consultation that was in June, to test whether the community was willing for us to delve into this in a lot more detail. And the answer was yes. So we then moved on to where we are now, and we took 40k of our LDI OPEX funding to develop a detailed proposal and go through a number of trail options and do the costings. We then also spent a further 10k to do the delivery of a community-led engagement through this LTP. And that is what has led, to being able to confidently come to you today. It's quite it is a sizable investment and commitment that our communities are, committing to, but they believe in it because it is a direct benefit to our area. And it is a way for Franklin to contribute to the climate action aspirations. So rural communities can contribute just as much as urban. So as mentioned, we did get a good mandate from submitters. We had 71% of individual submitters saying yes, and 80% of organisation submitters. We have quite a lot of organisation community groups across Franklin. So there's good support there. And again, as I said earlier, suggesting that people are prepared to pay for something that they know they're going to receive in their local area, and it's going to make some improvements. For those that didn't agree, they felt that this proposal should still proceed, but that it should be paid from general rates. And we know that that's not always going to be the case. So hence, that's why we progressed with the targeted rate proposal. So assuming that you do support this, we're asking actually for your further support, and that's where these resolutions come from. We want to make it on record, a statement that Auckland Council organisation, the CCOs, that endorse these particular points, and it is really around the way it's delivered and how we work together on it. So you'll see them up there on screen. Essentially, it's allowing the local board to or provide mechanisms and resources to enable effective local board governance. And that's really important for us when we went out to a community and said that the funds that you pay will go directly to the projects that we have identified. And we need to be, going forward, we need to be very open, communicate extremely well as to how it's progressing and transparent about that, and have good visibility across it. So we're asking for those mechanisms and resources to be able to effectively do that. And also to allow our communities to be involved. We have some very active groups, and we've got a very good example of the Waiuku Trails, where a community group put quite a lot of expertise and muscle to actually helping build that trail. And that is the kind of approach we see happening with this one, where it is appropriate. It won't be all the times, but where it is appropriate. And that leads us then to how we work with our partners. And we want to have the ability where we can accept maybe some commercial partnerships, maybe some philanthropy, and maybe even delivery partners through developers as well. And that means that we have to work out a way to work with Auckland Transport, Waka Kotahi, the Outdoor Access Commission, the New Zealand Cycle Trails, and amongst any others. And so having that good way of partnering, a process there, is going to help enable that. I think the success of this proposal and the target rate as a mechanism for local delivery is reliant on Auckland Council, in this case Auckland Transport, delivering to local expectation as guided by the local board. Your explicit acknowledgement of this will help us to ensure that our communities see the value that they have entrusted us to deliver. So we're asking for your help to make sure that we deliver it in the way that we said we would. And finally, I do want to make the point of the role of Auckland Transport in delivering this program. You may have noted in the RLTP that the Franklin Paths program is included, which is great, and that, we get that endorsed. But I would just like to also note and clarify that no agreement has been reached with Auckland Transport at this point on the level of targeted rate funding that will be going towards delivering that program. Now, we'd like to think that Auckland Transport could allocate some of their own funding toward delivery of the program and partner with the Franklin Local Board on that. And we look forward to negotiating what that partnership arrangement might be. So we will, on that particular note, we will be submitting on that basis to the RLTP about negotiating the way forward and setting up, a good, robust partnership agreement on how we manage this with all those things that I've already stated before. So, we're open to questions and look forward to your response.
Righto, well, I'll butt in and say this is totally commendable, and I'm looking forward. I want to ask you, on the basis that you get as good a result as it looks like you're going to get out of here, and you do actually get AT to come up with more rational, low-cost, effective solutions, are you prepared to educate other local boards to do the same thing? Because this is commendable. As a country, we have little pockets of innovation, but we don't spread them around well enough. So how about that as a question?
Look, I don't know that my local board colleagues are, there have been targeted rates before. We're not the first board to have do something like this. But also there is interest in how this will carry on, this project. And I think, you may see more targeted rates being proposed by local boards coming forward for specific projects.
It's not just the targeted rate. I've particular interest in clause D, the design manual, and so should you need an elderly experienced engineer to add his little say to that, there's one available at very low cost. The odd beer and a ticket to the counties game will do the job.
Yeah. Okay,
Councillor Baker, I have a quick one, Councillor Fletcher and Councillor Filipina, and then we're going to vote on it. Thank you.
Oh, look, I'll just be very brief and just commend the board. The community have been asking for this for a long time, and the board have been working on this for a long time. So it's a good way of doing stuff. The local board is actually taking control. The community are taking control instead of sitting back and just waiting for us to be handed money on a regional basis. So I commend them. I commend the community for being so willing to take it up, other than Tony Kaka, who doesn't want it, and a Pukikawi person. But I really do, and I think this goes to the whole point of my comments on other things in regards to local board funding. There is so much merit in local boards having the ability to set rates and to take control of things, as opposed to being able to sit back and complain that they're not getting enough. So well done to the local board, well done to the community, And look forward to the discussion in regards to the design manual.
Councillor Fletcher?
I wanted to speak briefly to this today, and it'll be only the second time that I've spoken today. I spoke earlier about leadership and the importance of it, and I want to speak of it today. I want to really acknowledge the chair of the local board. She has provided excellent leadership on this. Her calm, quiet, collaborative approach has been really welcomed. And I know what I'm talking about here because I was born in Franklin, and I continue to be a ratepayer and spend a lot of my time in Franklin. And I can say with absolute truth that she has convinced a somewhat suspicious community, and I hope that she reports regularly to the Transport and Infrastructure Committee on the way in which she goes around the design of this. And I look forward to this being an overwhelming success, and I want to thank Angela. She's one of our finest local board chairs, and she really deserves praise for what she's been able to bring today.
Thank you. Now, there's a bit of pressure on you, Baker. Councillor Filipaina.
There goes your tickets, Phil.
I'm just going to add to that pressure. Angela, I just want to acknowledge that since you've been chair, the work that you've done with the local board has just progressed very, very quickly. And I just want to acknowledge that. Thank you so much.
Righto, that's that. And I'm also a ratepayer in Franklin. I don't like that bit of Franklin, but the rest of it I like. Last word to you. Oh, Hills is a quick one. You. And
Thank you. I'm happy to second if no one seconded. I'm not a ratepayer in Franklin, sorry. But I do like the tours we've had there, and just want to acknowledge Angela for the work on not only this, but a number of things, and also coming to nearly all of those, maybe not all, but nearly all of the 65 meetings, often, very few of us there at a couple, and you've been there giving your views with other chairs from the local board. So just want to say thank you very much for the advocacy you bring, but always constructive and putting forward solutions rather than necessarily the problem. So thank you very much, and definitely support this approach and keen to see it roll out. So thank you.
Okay, I think I'm going to put this, if that's all right with everybody. All those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Contrary? Carried. Thank you excellently. I'm going to do a couple of things in a rush here. I think we can close. Summary of the long-term of the budget committee workshops. Moved and Walker seconded. All those in favour, please say aye. Contrary? Carried. I've got to now we've finished that meeting, but I've got to move to go into extension of time to go to the next meeting.
No, we just closed this meeting.
I'm just going to close this meeting.
We don't need extension.
Oh, we don't need extension of time. Bloody hell. Extension of advice. I therefore close this meeting and thank you all for your attendance. And we're going to attend the next meeting in 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mayor. Well done.
I'd like to thank the attendance of Member Kake and Chairperson Tai Pari.